And Israeli warplanes carried out an aerial assault in southern Lebanon, launching a series of airstrikes. The Israeli jets fired several air-to-ground missiles at the Mahmoudiyeh targeted area. The attacks are part of near-daily crossfire between Israeli forces and the militant group Hezbollah. Israel also dropped leaflets over a Lebanon border village on Sunday, urging residents to leave. It was the first time Israelis had told residents of South Lebanon to evacuate in 11 months of cross-border fire. But according to Israel's military, a brigade had taken the initiative without approval and an investigation has been opened. Syrian refugee families had to evacuate their makeshift tents in the village as a result of the warning. Meanwhile, Hezbollah has said that its fighters carried out 10 attacks targeting Israeli posts along the Lebanese-Israeli border in Galilee and Golan Heights. Israel's military said about 40 projectiles were fired from Lebanon towards Israel's upper Galilee region and Golan Heights. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said during a cabinet meeting that he will do everything necessary for the return of residents to their homes in northern Israel.
The status quo will not change. This requires a change in the balance of power on our northern border. We will do everything necessary to return our residents safely to their homes. I am committed to it. The government is committed to it, and we will not settle for less than that.
This comes after Hezbollah's second-in-command, Naim Qasim, issued a warning that an all-out war would displace many more people, reminding that there will be large losses on both sides. Tens of thousands of people living in the border area of both countries have been displaced by the conflict. Qasim said that if Israel thinks a war would allow the 100,000 displaced people to return home, it should be prepared to deal with hundreds of thousands more displaced. In Jerusalem, an Israeli border police officer was stabbed near Damascus Gate. Israeli police shot dead the attacker as he tried to escape. The officer was injured and was taken for treatment. Police have secured the area. They've begun an investigation. Tensions are frequent in the old city and have only heightened since the start of the Gaza war. Jerusalem, and in particular the old city, is a holy city for the three Abrahamic religions. It remains a key issue at the heart of the Israel-Palestine conflict. Let's shift our focus to the other war front now. Zelensky has once again urged allies to accede Ukraine's demand to use long-range missiles to strike air bases deep within Russia. This is one person was killed, 42 others injured in a fire triggered by Russian-guided aerial bomb that struck a multi-storied building in Kharkiv, Ukraine's second-largest city. Sumy and Donetsk region were also hit, Zelensky informed, adding that in the past 24 hours, over 128 aerial bombs were used by the enemy.
The only way to counter this terror is with a systemic solution. This solution is long-range capabilities, which will enable us to destroy Russian military aircraft at their bases. This is an obvious, logical decision.
Now, analysts warn that Putin's option to retaliate if the West lets Ukraine use its missiles to strike Russia could include conducting a nuclear test to show intent. Ukraine has the legal right to strike targets in Russia, said the chair of the NATO Military Committee, Admiral Rob Bauer, as he, along with Chief of the General Staff, of the Czech Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Karel Reka, addressed a press briefing. They were answering questions on consensus among military chiefs on this issue.
If nations give weapon systems to Ukraine, it is their right as well to have certain limitations in the use of those weapons because they feel responsible for those weapons. And that is a political discussion, and that is what happens and where some nations have a different opinion. But if you ask me as a military man, is it possible? The answer is yes.
Meanwhile, as Russia steadily advanced to eastern Ukraine, in Kyiv, Poland's foreign minister urged European government to halt welfare benefits to Ukrainian men living in their countries who are eligible to join the military. The minister said the measure would help Ukraine increase its soldiers on the line of defense, rotate out exhausted troops and make up for losses. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.